welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Ava Vidal and Mark Watson, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Before we start tonight, I should just point out that this is our 100th show of Matches. Yes, hallelujah. Episode 1 went out back in June 2005. Here's a picture of how Andy and I look back there. I do look like an IRA political prisoner.
I look really like my own grandmother.
So, our crushes, by the way, now thanks. Hugh's the only person who's been on all 100 shows along with myself. Well done to Hugh. Not bad, actually. We may have to work on our timing here, slightly. Not bad, there we go. Andy's on 95, but he'll never make up that 5. And it was a different time, 2005, different time.
You can't go back.
You can never go back.
If you watch Dave.
The pre-Twitter.
Wow.
What did people do? Did they just open the windows and go, ha, 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 LOL? Anyway, we start tonight, however, with our 100 show, with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, teams, who is this and why is he in the news this week?
That is Bob Diamond.
That is Bob. Who's Bob Diamond?
He is the CEO of Barclays.
Yes, and why is he in the news this week?
Because he's resigned.
Why is he resigned?
Because he's been a bad boy. He's resigned because they've massaged an interest rate and manipulated a thing called LIBOR.
Yes. Which is what the Labour Party's called in the Midlands.
Yeah. But what I love is that their chairman resigned. His name is Marcus Agius. And you think, who's he? Commander of the Armies of the North? Is he? General of the Felix Legion? What's he doing? No wonder Barclays didn't know what was going on in Barclays. He was preparing for the conquest of Gaul.
I'm Marcus Viridius Aegeus, chairman of a dodgy bank, full guy for a fiscal scandal, and I will have my bonus in this life or the next.
Like a disgraced Roman emperor, should he be surrounded by people blowing this salad? Every time Marcus Aegis walked into the room, people should be going...
This is one of those scandals where everybody's furious and nobody knows what they're furious about. Absolutely nobody understands. All we know is that Barclays have done something bloody awful and that man should go. What is it? I don't know. I don't like him and I think he should go. Who should? I'm not sure about that either, to be honest. I'm furious about the whole thing.
Particularly because what they did is they dabbled a thing called LIBOR, which is the London Interbank Offered Rate, and they managed to drive it down. Drive it down! How dare they drive down the interbank? Well, that meant your interest rates were lower in your mortgage. Oh, conflicted now.
When I found out my bank were fixing the loan rate, I went down there every single day and shouted at them, but then I consolidated all my anger into one monthly outburst.
I was just wondering why everyone's so shocked about Barclays, because they've always been quite dodgy, haven't they? Like, they refused to boycott South Africa years ago. That's why I refused to bank with them. You know, I'm overdrawn somewhere else.
That's one in their eye, isn't it?
That is why I also don't bank with Barclays. You know, I feel I did my bit. When I was little, I didn't eat South African apples. So, you know, I feel, you know, I've done my...
Yeah, you have. You were mentioned by Mandela in the speech French.
Parsons got me through the hard years.
It was quite easy for me because I didn't like apples. If it had been South African sherbet dib-dabs, I think Mandela could still have been in prison.
Very good. You know, I'm with Barclays. I bank with Barclays, and I don't say there's a big advertisement. I bank with Barclays because when I moved over here, I went to Lloyd's because they were the first one I happened to walk past and try to open an account. But Lloyd's don't accept Irish passports as a valid form of identification. Yeah, and I'm flicking through it going, I've just, look, China accepted this as a valid form. So all they want to do is give you money. And they're going, oh, I don't know who you are. In other news, whose wife took him by surprise this week?
Not mine.
Tom Cruise's wife.
How did she do that, man?
Well, she's asked him for a divorce.
Doesn't anyone else not find this really sad that they're getting divorced?
Yes, it's a breakup of a marriage.
But if a fake marriage can't pretend to be happy, then what hope do the rest of us have?
I just hope that Tom now doesn't do anything stupid, because you know, when you're vulnerable, when things go wrong with your relationship, you might end up joining a cult, that sort of thing. You know?
Yeah, it's a shame for him because he thought it was a marriage made in Lachmanar.
I found out that apparently he proposed to her standing on the top of the Eiffel Tower. Now, I know that he's paranoid about his height, but that seems...
I find Scientology, I mean, I don't know much about it, but I always find it I can't really take it seriously because it sounds like the kind of word that your sort of uncle would use if he was describing, you know, talking to you about careers or something. You go, so you do, so you're doing maths, yes. Are you doing physics? Well, why don't you become a Scientologist? That's a career.
It sounded like one of those made-up words that cosmetics companies use.
Yeah.
You know,
Leading...
now Pantene Pro V with added Scientology.
The leading Scientologist said, Merlin Tess, Zenu, the god of space, who dropped the souls into the volcanoes, said it kept his skin lovely and smooth.
But do you know why? Do you know why it's treated as a religion? It's treated as a religion by the US for tax purposes. That's something Jimmy Carr could look into. Well, it's not, they don't exactly worship me, they just laugh a lot.
What happened was, though, wasn't it, when he first was announced his excitement about Katie Holmes, he went on the Oprah Winfrey show, didn't he? And he jumped up and down on her sofa. But even that was massively calculated, wasn't it? It's hardly a risk jumping up and down on Oprah's sofa. If it can take her weight, it can definitely take his. The Oprah fan club into the...
I wasn't thinking that Oprah had that much of a fun. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It was one of those
You can say
where it was
what
like-
you want about Tom, but don't go after Oprah.
It was the best reaction ever, though, wasn't it? It was...
Would you trust a man who'd been on 3 missions which he said were impossible?
Okay, points there go to Chris Hugh Milton. Now we play a round called Wheel of Cruise, Marriage Impossible 3. This game involves Milton and Ava, so if you could both make your way over to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. Okay, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. First subject is animals. Who wants to come in on that? Ava.
I'm not a massive animal lover. I recently I found out that I had a mouse in my flat. Don't look at me like that, I'm not dirty. So I called this guy from Rentokil, right? And he comes along, and there's something weird about this. They don't tell you anything that comforts you. So this guy goes to me, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to block all the holes in your flat. Because I don't know if you know this, but a mouse can collapse its vertebrae and squeeze through the hole the size of a pencil. And I was like, geez, if you have to collapse your vertebrae in order to get in somewhere, perhaps you just shouldn't be there. I mean, it's a bit extreme. So I was like, I will not stay in a house that has got mice in it. So I moved to my friend's house. But before I went, this guy tells me to leave my TV on because the mice might hear it and think that people are actually there. And then, as I was staying at my friend's house, it was like past midnight. I was on the sofa, I couldn't get to sleep, and I started getting really angry. So I thought, here I am in someone else's house, and that creature is back in my flat, probably sitting on the sofa watching Rasta Mouse. Right, but I did eventually get rid of them, and which was great. And I swear, because it was the worst thing that could happen to me, because I hate mice so much, I only ever wear makeup that's tested on animals.
Okay, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is nationality.
If you're addicted to meths, you're either an alcoholic or a South African with a real love of numbers. I've got a friend who got caught shoplifting in Saudi Arabia. Fortunately, he'd stolen a prosthetic hand. Unfortunately, it was a second offence. So I'm in France, and I saw this little old lady knitting in the town square. I said, voulez-vous crochet avec moi? I used to teach English in Germany. First day I taught them everything beginning with A, second day everything beginning with B. D-Day was a bit tricky. So I'm in a disco in Tehran. All these women dancing around a handbag singing Iranian Men, Hallelujah. Recently, I phoned up the spiritual leader of Tibet. He sent me a large goat with a long neck. Turns out I'd phoned Dalai Lama.
Thank you very much. Points there go to Milton. Thank you very much. You're welcome back. Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Mark, which category would you like?
Sport.
Sport it is. The answer is 100. What is the question?
Is it how many metres behind Usain Bolt will any British sprinter finish?
Is it, if I've told you once, how many times have I told you?
Is it how many cocktail sticks do you have to glue to a mouse to make it into a hedgehog?
Is it how many years of hurt we'll have to sing about if we ever re-release Three Lions?
Is it how many days of rain fell in June?
How many miles did the Proclaimers walk before they realised that girl was being a bit high maintenance?
Is it how many sugar babes have there been?
Is it what do 3 baby eagles look like when only one of them has hatched?
Is it after Jay-Z's girlfriend first heard the song where he refers to it as a bitch, how many problems did he then have?
Is it how many years is it since my grandfather launched the first motorised iceberg?
Is it...
What do you mean? Too soon, is it? Too soon?
That can't be off the menu now, for God's sake.
Did you not know Oprah Winfrey was on the Titanic?
That's what actually sank it.
Perfect storm of horror.
Is it what percentage of the Conservative Party think 50 Shades of Grey is about John Major?
It's about the Olympic budget, isn't it?
It is about the Olympic budget, yes, it was.
How many percent is the Olympic budget over budget?
Absolutely right, thank you very much. Hugh. Yes, the question I was looking for was, by what percentage is London 2012 expected to be over budget? This is news that the sports-related costs of the upcoming games are predicted to reach £8.4 billion, double the original estimate of £4.2 billion. A study by Oxford University found that the London Games is due to be the most over-budget Olympics since Atlanta '96 and the most expensive games ever.
It's quite alarming. After the Atlanta one, it had been so expensive they just sank the whole place underwater.
No one's surprised that it's gone over budget, though, are they? If you want to build something efficiently and cheaply, you don't want to do it in East London. Oh, that appears to be a lovely Olympic stadium you are building. What a shame if something were to happen to it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, your velodrome appears to have gone missing overnight.
Falling slur. Every week, Sarah Beanie said, you haven't budgeted enough. And there were people not paying attention as Sarah was increasingly pregnant, not pregnant, pregnant, not pregnant. But always very clear on the budgeting issue.
What would Sarah Beanie do? That's exactly what you have to ask yourself. And she'd say, row back on the fixtures and fittings. Gold-plated medals.
8 lanes? Who needs 8 lanes?
Yeah, exactly.
The guy on the outside never wins, right?
Also, you don't need all those seats because hardly anyone could get a sodding ticket either. So
Stop whining. It was a computer-driven lottery. And there is no... You weren't singled out, Mark.
Yeah,
and
no.
the computer did not go, Mark Watson, do not like. Exclude you from.
something of a disingenuous joke, so I'm actually going to 3 events.
You were playing them like a violin there, weren't you?
Boxing,
What do you
take
think?
that.
What do you-
Boxing, which obviously is close to my heart.
Yeah. I got pretty sweet tickets. Pretty sweet tickets. I'm going to the water polo round 2 matches. Oh yes. Thank you. Kazakhstan versus either Australia or Austria. I can't work out.
I would have thought Kazakhstan versus Australia. And what was it? Water polo?
Water polo.
I think it's fairly clear Australia are going to win that, don't you? There's not much point in going, really.
You don't know that water polo...
Kazakhstan?
You don't
You're
know.
a Central Asian landlocked country versus
exactly.
people who live by the beach.
Yeah.
The people who live by the beach don't use swimming pools as much as the people who are landlocked.
They do.
People who are landlocked don't have the beach. All they have is pools.
It's not that different. It doesn't need... Australia don't need someone to put a great white in before they'll feel at home.
There is no water in Kazakhstan.
There's no... How do you think the people in Kazakhstan... There's rain in Kazakhstan.
Oh, rain! Let us practice.
I mean, he's been Kazakhstan fan. Give me a K! Oh, please, not this.
Give me a Z or possibly a H after that. I'm not sure. I'm going to do this phonetically. Give me a car. Give me a Zach. Give me a Husta. In other news, by the way, my favourite story during the week of the procession of the torch and the endless procession of the torch is Jill Mackinson Sanders, who's the mayor of a town called Louth in Lincolnshire, who decided, as the torch was passing through her town, to dress up as one of the local products of the town of Louth of Lincolnshire. The town of Louth of Lincolnshire apparently is famous for its sausages. Here's how she tried to dress up to welcome the torch. And she ran alongside the torch, as a giant penis down the street, screaming. It does not look like me. Nothing like my arms do not start above my chin.
I love that.
No, that's for
the 100th programme and the first time we've been heckled by the audience. You look like a penis sausage.
Penis sausage. Do you want to you probably can do some clever directorial thing just to disprove the fact that I look, can be done. You see, just to scotch the rumours that I look anything like a 6-foot-tall penis sausage.
Is this why you weren't allowed to use the bank account because of your passport photo?
This is Scotch rumour once and for all. This is not. I look nothing like the.
Oh, look there.
Nothing like that.
Hold your cards up.
Other hand.
Well, somebody's got a new Twitter avatar.
OK, the end of that round, the points go to Mark, Ava and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear at Wimbledon.
Due to mock the week overrunning, footage from centre court has now been cancelled.
It's out again. Bigger shorts, that's what he needs.
Well, that is an incredibly strong backhand, but he did tell the ball boy he wanted the water ice cold.
Welcome to Centre Court. They've just closed the roof. It's a lot lower than we thought.
There appears to be a lot of grunting in this women's match. And if the man at the back doesn't stop it, we're going to have to ask him to leave.
So that rain delay slightly longer than we were hoping. It's now mid-August.
So Venus and Serena, the old rivals, meet again, and it's the eternal question: which one would you do?
So, 1540. the last time someone British won here.
And it's the Russian favourite, Novokin Chintz, against the British number 3, absolutely Novokin Chintz.
Well, he's very lucky to get to love 40. I've only loved 5, and I had to pay 3 of them.
Of course, they start training tennis umpires at a very young age, and there they are, sitting in their high chairs, shouting, "Juice, juice."
And play has been interrupted as 2 players have walked onto the court saying they've got it booked from 4 and it's now 5 past.
And if we have a look at his follow-through, we can see he shouldn't have worn white shorts.
The doubles have proved great entertainment today. I've had 10 of them, and let me tell you, Sue Barker is looking absolutely gorgeous.
Okay. The next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a consumer programme.
On Watchdog tonight, Anne Robinson has had a seizure, but you won't be able to tell.
Dear Watchdog, these sausages are inedible. I don't know what it is. They look like someone off the telly.
But the patio had been badly laid, and 3 weeks later, the body popped up again.
My loft has recently been converted. It is now Muslim and won't let me in unless I take my shoes off.
You can invest your money in a high-interest ISA, or you can blow the lot on cocaine. Come on, man, you used to be fun. What's wrong with you?
Tonight, we're investigating United Dairies, R. Whites and Cadbury's in a feature we're calling Milk Milk Lemonade, round the corner chocolates made.
Where are the best places to watch other people having sex? We'll find out tonight on Watchdogging.
The moral of the story, even if it is called Crazy Golf, don't have your willy out. Good night.
This secret camera we're using is really, really tiny, which is lucky because that rogue builder is about to shove it up my arse.
He paid for the house to be pebble dashed, but the technique wasn't quite what he was expecting.
My doctor said I could have up to 20 units a week, but now I've eaten half my kitchen.
We tested this dishwasher against this dishwasher, and the Filipino was better.
Not only would the toilet not flush, but I am now banned from IKEA.
If it sounds too good to be true and it looks too good to be true, then it's magic.
Okay, at the end of that round, the points go to Chris Hewitt Milton. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Commiserations to Andy Parsons, Adam Nadal and Mark Watson. And that's it for this week. But as this is our 100th show, we're going to leave you with some of our favourite moments from the previous 99. We'll see you next week. I'm Darby. Good night. There's just a small note from the desk that I get into my ear. Frankie, Hugh, if we could have stuff which we actually can broadcast.
Nobody mentioned that. I think that should be the anti-speeding advert. It should be footage of Richard Hammond trying to remember his own wedding day. She was wearing black. Or was it red? Am I married?
I don't even have like an oblique reference to him, let alone... There's a line in the sand, right? And you can't even see the line in the sand. You're actually...
I need an action replay of it. It was a lovely moment. I think you've...
I just remembered something.
But show them what you did. It was fantastic. You went,
Okay.
and then went like that, and you were talking.
Did I really?
Yeah. You
Well, I do that kind of thing
Yeah,
the
it was
whole
great.
time. That's entirely me.
Do it again.
Dear Jim, you say, you sad man, letter here from George, what says, please could you bring me an early day order paper? And the band was Shawaddy Waddy.
Do you think I look like Pierce Brosnan with a mouthful of sweets?
Yeah, I tell you who doesn't hate Connie Hart, Kay Dara.
She's a good girl.
Hang on.
Don't mess with the hook.
What does that mean? Do you fancy her?
He dresses up as I've seen him do it. He dresses up as I've seen him.
Winks at you.
Kids TV kind of thing, and I quite like... she's getting dissed
Right,
at
so
the
you do
moment.
then.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she's...
He loves her, he loves her.
And, no, look at him squirm. Two largest financial institutions in America are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They're
But the thing
shorthand
is-
for the Federal National Mortgage Corporation and the Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation.
When I read the headline Fannie Mae collapse, I thought Kerry Katona was pregnant again.
I used to farm cats, and let me tell you, their eggs don't taste nearly as chocolatey as they look.
Miss Fat Ankle 2006.
Hear the woman, she went, I put a curse on you, I put a curse on you. They're always giving it the curse. The minute it kicks off, I put a curse on you.
I say
in that
you're
case, we'll
coming
leave it
through
then.
the
You say where you like.
Right now, everybody watching this has got their remote control going, there's something wrong with the sound. No idea.
The way you three, particularly like that, they look like the evolution of man.
They could be walking like that. We'll have to turn that way.
The question everyone wants is, get your foot out, Adam. Yeah, got it. Adam, have you ever put beer in your foot and drunk out of it?
Yes.
Thank you, Adam, for what could have descended into freak show territory, but you held it together with an enormous amount of dignity, as we basically said, show us the weird thing! Show us the weird thing now!
Your head is absolutely enormous. In fact, on a normal-sized head, that would be a full head of hair.
But the good thing is...
He's with a flu buddy that you got to pair up with somebody and they'll deliver the injection to you if needs be.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but if it was my mates, they'd just pop a bit of Viagra in or something like that. Yeah, you're going to die, have some donuts, have some fun. Fling it on yourself, see how many you can get.
Donuts? With
See how many you can
Viagra?
get.
What the hell are you doing?
So I'll be there, I'm nearly dying, and I'm flinging them gently on me.
Ring donuts, not jam donuts.
Yeah, I'm not a
But where's he
beast.
putting them?
Like this. He's not doing like that.
Why?
It's Howard I'm nearly dead, Frankie. Can I not have some fun?
Find that woman, leave the pastries alone!
It's not going to be worth it now, is it?
Dara O'Brien. We work, so he doesn't have to.
Everyone clap, it'll be amazing.
No.